extra mile. You are appreciated, teachers, for all you do for our students. That phone call, an email, or just some encouraging words. Again, thank you, teachers, for supporting our students, and in particular, the Lady Bears. At this time, we'd like to introduce the teachers that have made an impact on the varsity Lady Bears. Number 1 is Madison Nasing. She'd like to recognize Mr. Whitehead. You're an amazing teacher. You challenge me with work and questions that you give me. Thank you for everything you have taught me. Number 2, Sierra Ford. She'd like to recognize Mrs. Siemens. Thank you for making my first art class a great experience and a lot of fun. I've learned a lot and definitely feel I've grown as an artist. Thank you. Number 4 is Reagan Page. She'd like to recognize Mr. Lawson. You basically rock. I think you're a great teacher. Hilarious and quite entertaining. Thanks, dude. Number 5 is Taylor Kelly. And she'd like to honor Mrs. Lee. Thank you for everything you've done for me. You've shown me how to stay strong for myself. You will never be forgotten. Number 6, Madison Myrick. She'd like to recognize Mrs. Morton. I absolutely love your class. Thanks for keeping the class fun, but I'm still always learning. Number 7, Amy Anderson would like to recognize Mr. Brickmore. You're an awesome teacher. It's great that I can go to you when I need help in class. Thanks for being such a great teacher and coming to our games. Number 8, Megan Lights would like to recognize Mr. Morrison. You're the man. You've been such an inspiration to me, and you're my best friend. Okay, you can all say it. Number 9, Alex LeBon would like to recognize Mrs. Martin. Thanks for being a wonderful math teacher. You're my favorite class and teacher from high school. Number 10, Carly Duplantis. She'd like to recognize Mr. Presley. These past 3 years have been quite an adventure with you. You were probably one of the only teachers I enjoyed listening to. Thank you. Number 11, Taylor Strange would like to recognize Mr. Velamez. Thank you so much for always really caring about your students. And even though you went to TU, you're still one of my favorite teachers. Number 12, Tori LeBon would like to recognize Mrs. Smith. I know you may have not been my 5th grade teacher, but you've taught me many things you may not have noticed. Thank you. Number 13, Macy Duplantis. Macy would like to recognize Coach Schreiner. You are the best teacher. I always look forward to your class. You make history fun, and your sense of humor cracks me up. So we'll have her tell a joke afterwards. Number 14, Brooke Bright would like to recognize Mr. Hooker. You're an awesome teacher. You've made history so fun this year. Thank you. Number 15, Jessica Canastrini would like to recognize Mrs. Shimchak. Thank you so much for being an awesome teacher. You've made English really fun and interesting. Number 16, Morgan Ressing would like to recognize Mrs. Morton. You're my favorite and most memorable English teacher. I'm thankful to have you as a teacher, and now I'm blessed to have you as a friend.
Oh, that's neat.
Number 17, Melissa Few would like to recognize Mrs. Fleming. Thank you so much for being such a great English teacher my senior year. Your patience and understanding has made English fun. Thank you. Number 18, Morgan Darby would like to recognize Dr. Ward. Thank you so much for being such an awesome teacher. You always challenge me to work hard and do my best. I really appreciate your efforts to make me a better student. Number 19 is Paige Smith. She'd like to recognize Mrs. Besnell. You're an amazing teacher, and you always crack me up, even when you're sarcastic and mean. You are the best. Number 20, Aaron Kanalowski. Would like to recognize Mrs. Lane. Thank you so much for being my English teacher this year. I always look forward to coming to your class. Number 22, Corey Easter. Would like to recognize Lieutenant Colonel Culbertson. Thank you so much for helping me through the final steps towards the Air Force Academy. Thank you for all your hard work in starting JROTC. Number 23, Adrian Easter. Would like to recognize Mr. Coker. Thank you for being such an amazing teacher. You made a normally boring subject fun for me, and I'm glad I can end a hard day on a good note. And Manager Karen Reeves would like to recognize Mrs. Walker. I have had you for 2 years now, and I learned that you never give up on any students. It is because of you that I want to become a teacher. Thank you for all of your help and patience.
When they're down there and they got control of the ball, when people are coming on, they kick it back to you.
Once again, teachers and coaches, parents and players would like to say thank you for your hard work and dedication that you show all of the students at Montgomery High School. Thank you, teachers.
I beg your pardon. Have you ever watched Premier League soccer?